Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday. Today I'm hiking out at Shaw Nature Reserve out in Gray Summit, and I've been coming here since I was a kid. My dad started taking me here when I was probably 4 or 5 years old, so well over 30 years ago. And we're gonna do a trail or a series of trails today because this is one of those special places that you can just kind of hike your own hike, as they say, and do a half mile or 10 miles depending what you want to do. So thanks for watching, and here we go. Okay, so I was looking at the map, and there's actually, the trail system here is 17 miles, so you can pick and choose 17 miles worth of trails. But one thing I want to show you, this is the Bascom House. Of course, trees are still full of leaves, so really all you're seeing is some brick, but we'll get a little bit closer and check this thing out. All right, now that we're a little bit closer, this is the Bascom House. It's not open right now for us to go through, but take my word on it, it's pretty nice. There's a little bit about it. You can see how old it is. It's not a new home, that's for certain. All right, let's keep going. Okay, so most of the first part is actually just the road that comes in, and now we're getting on legit trails. But speaking of trails, I wanted to touch on something. A lot of people have trail names, and you can pick them yourself, or they can be appointed to you. But so like mine, my nickname pretty much since I was about 8 years old has been Pinto. I don't think anybody knew my given name in college. It was just Pinto or Brother Pinto. But so for most of my life, that's what I've been called, among other things. I actually gave a trail name to one of my former lieutenants the other day. Him and I were texting back and forth, and I wanted him to come hiking with me today. He couldn't. He had something going on in St. Louis, but I told him I was going to give him the trail name of the Godfather, and I didn't give him a reason, and but I'll tell you all because he'll probably see this video. So when he was my lieutenant, he was one of the best leaders I ever had. He always looking out for his guys, much the same as an uncle or a father would do. And I have an awesome dad, and I have great uncles, so I figured Godfather works. Just kind of looking out for his guys. So the Godfather isn't on this trail with me, but he'll see this video and I'll guilt him into coming next time. Keep going onward down to the river. So I'm still I don't know, a couple 300 yards away from the river. That's the Merrimack River. And I just want to show you this, how high this thing got 41 years ago. So as you can see, the river is nowhere in sight yet. And since I don't want to bore you all with just me walking, I'm not going to film it the whole way, but I'll be at the river here in a second, so stand by. Okay, so we're almost to the river now. I hope they serve bourbon at the gravel bar. Anyway, look at this big tree. This thing is massive. Kind of got a little Easter Island face there on the end, or on the bottom. But as you can see, here, let me put my hiking stick in front of it. Yes, my hiking stick is pink. I don't care. Keeps other dudes from stealing it. So as you can see, that's a big old tree. And let's walk on out to the river. I present to you a very small section of the Merrimack River. Merrimack is quite a famous river in Missouri. Every year, tons of people float it. If you've never done a float trip, I highly recommend it. Float trip is you getting a big old raft or a canoe, cooler full of beer, and getting on the river with some friends. It's wonderful, it's relaxing, and miraculously nobody ever has to pee in a 4 to 6 hour trip. So here you go, the Merrimack. So here's another high water mark from 1982. This will give you a better idea. There's a squirrel back there, but you can see I'm pretty good off the ground here. See a little bridge down there and whatnot. But yeah, the river is 100 or so yards, there we go, that way. Anyway, there you go. This is probably one of my favorite parts of the trail at Shaw, is this little overhang. Over the years, they've added this bench, but just here, as you can see, well, you can see a lot further when it's fall. See the bridge down there, the trail beneath, and then when all these leaves are off, you can definitely see a far way into the valley. This is a nice walkway that they got out here. You can overlook one of the many hillsides. The trees all over there, that's where I just was, down in the river area. And I'm not going to take the boardwalk back. I'm going to stick to the trail over yonder. And up through that area is something known as the trail house, which we'll go to next. So that's the trail house up there. I can see brake lights and that from the parking lot and people up there. So just out of courtesy for their privacy, I won't do any filming up there. But if you're ever out here, there's bathrooms up there, there's some tables to rest, and there's some water. Hey there. So one thing I wanted to touch on is I get asked, you know, what kind of music motivates me for hiking. And you know, it's always changing. This morning I started out on the car ride here with the Raiders March from Indiana Jones, which usually does it. Not so much this morning. Got me in a better mood, but that's about it. And then I thought maybe something a little bit more hard. So threw on some Ozzy, War Pigs. Got the blood pumping a little bit. But then I went completely left field. And I fired up George Clinton. And that did it. That absolutely did it. So I guess I just needed the funk. Gotta have that funk. Okay, so here we are basically at the end of the trail. It's the back side of the Bascom House that we started off with. I'm not gonna film any more than this because quite honestly, it's boring as hell watching me get in the car. So thank you for watching, and please like, share, subscribe, and all that stuff. Have a good day.